Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. Today I'm working on my Ficus microcarpa that I grew from a seed. In the last video of this tree, I defoliated the tree and I pruned it up. And you can see all the foliage is growing back in now. So before the foliage gets too dense, I'm going to go in and do some shoot selection and also prune back the long running shoots to the first couple of leaves. Whenever I prune up this ficus, I always get some shoots that are growing in the wrong directions, like this one here. I'll get multiple shoots coming from one cut point, so that needs thinning. And you also get a difference in vigor, so you might get some long running shoots like this that are very vigorous, and some other ones that are not so vigorous. So today I'm going to fix the structure of the tree while I can still get in there before it gets too dense with foliage. And I'm going to shorten all the long running shoots to kind of balance the vigor of the tree. Last night we got a good steady rain that ended the long dry spell that we've had. It's been about 6 weeks since it rained, and it's been sunny pretty well every one of those days, so I've had to do a lot of watering. And my cube was empty. I completely used the 1,000 liters in the cube, and I had 1 barrel left of rainwater, and that was it. So I was glad to get some rain last night. Here's my cube. So last night I collected 600 liters of water overnight. So that should last me for most of the fall. I was really glad to get that water. I'm going to begin the pruning now, and I always start with the more obvious branches. So as I said, this one's growing back in towards the center of the tree, so I'm removing that totally. So that comes out. There's a long shoot here that I can reduce back. I've got a pair of leaves quite far back, so I'll prune it back to here, taking the tip off that branch. There's one here I can prune back, again to the first pair of leaves, and I'm using directional pruning, so this one could come off here. There's a long running branch out the front here I can reduce back. Maybe even further, yeah. Any stubs from pruning I can prune off, cleaning up the structure. And when the new foliage is tender like this, you really have to keep your eye out for insects, because you know they can get attacked by aphids and scale. When these leaves are tender, they like to chew on them. So keep an eye out for insects. Here's a long branch sticking up here that isn't growing in a good place, so I'll prune it right back. Taking that off. And there's one growing in a strange place here, a new shoot. Take that out. And any areas that are like getting really congested, you can thin them. You can do some leaf removal, so it gets kind of balances the vigor of the tree and gets light to the branches that are developing in here. There's a big shoot sticking up here that is growing in towards the center of the tree, so that can come right out. Double branch. There's a long one that can get reduced back here. Take the tip off. That can at least get pruned back to here. And some of these may get pruned back a little more once I start cleaning out the structure of the tree and I can see what's going on a little better. And this will help keep the tree more compact and encourage more back budding by reducing all these vigorous shoots back. So it's quite important to do this cleanup work before, as I said, it gets too dense. Because once it fills in with foliage, you can't really see the structure and what's going on. So you have to wait until you defoliate it the next time to see what's going on with the structure. So it's nice to do this now before it fills in too much. I did find a scale blister there, so I'm going to have to spray it. So a lot of tip pinching or pruning. Here's one going the wrong direction. Take that out. Any leaves that are vertical I take off so it gets light to the horizontal leaves, which are more efficient. Here's a vertical leaf I can take off there. Gives more light to these leaves that are flattened out. Stop pruning here. There's some new branches growing in here that are growing back in towards the center of the tree. They can be removed totally. And you always get this little fine new growth that's maybe growing in the wrong directions. If it's growing in the right direction, it's fantastic. You can keep it, but if it's not, prune it away before it thickens up and starts taking vigor from the branches you want to develop. There's there's a more horizontal branch here and then another one above it. And as this gets stronger, I can remove the more upright branch. So there'll be some more work in the future on this tree. So I'm always looking for new opportunities. When you get new shoots growing in, it gives you the opportunity to prune back to those new shoots, redirect branches, get them going in better directions. And by taking all these tips off, it sets the branch up to get more subdividing. So you'll get more ramification and possibly more back buds depending how strong the tree is. And I keep spraying these aerial roots and I keep a damp cloth around them just until they start getting more mature. Okay, I think the pruning is completed. I think all is going well on the tree once again. And I've got my soap and water. So here I go with the spraying. I'll start from below. Okay, so that's sprayed. So I'll let the soap and water sit on here, and I use about 40 parts water to 1 part dish soap, liquid dish soap. I'll let that sit for 4 or 5 minutes, and then I'll rinse it all thoroughly, and I'll wash out the soil in case there's any soap and water in the soil too. Okay, it's time for the rinse cycle. Here I go. That should do it. Let's rinse thoroughly. Here's a look at what I took off the tree today. Quite a bit, considering, it was all pruned up, and this is since it started growing its leaves back in again. So I took a lot off. Here's a look at the tree now, so you can see it's opened it up a lot. All my branches seem to be going a good direction once again. It's not as congested, and everything's kind of flowing and ready to grow once again. So this will be exciting, seeing it fill in slowly, and that'll probably happen over the winter. Hi kittens! Hello! There's the mama cat. Hello! And there's Jones. Hi Jones. He's getting to be a big boy, aren't you? Hey, you're a big boy. At least I think you're a boy. Yeah, so there's the mama and the kitten. It's getting harder to tell them apart now. Little Jonesy's growing up. Hey, little Jonesy. Yeah, you're getting to be a big boy. Oh, you found some catnip. Hey, you found a bit of catnip. Now you're going to go all silly. Hey? Yeah. All right, see you later, Jones. Oh, here comes Mama, too. Mama wants her catnip, too. Hey? Yeah. Oh, that's nice of you, Mama. Oh, getting a little playful there. All right, bye-bye, guys. My ficus here was my very first tree, my first bonsai. I grew it from a seed, and it's over 30 years old now. So it's been quite a journey growing it from a small seed to something that's getting mature as a bonsai. I would say this tree has, another 5-10 years before it starts getting really, really mature looking. So I'm looking forward to seeing that in the future. So that's all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.